Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's Flacco's Ravens going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Let's go.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now it's Langford. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
On 2nd down, Langford. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now Flacco. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So on 4th down, Flacco off to the sidelines. He gives way to Justin Tucker. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up that sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On second down, it's Bell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Bell a first down and then some. Le'Veon Bell, it's a foot race. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big run that time by Bell. 44 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll come out in the pistol. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
And the D looking like they may blitz. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jesse James, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Akeem Hunt now to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On second down, Flacco to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 10. So still in search of the first down after that last completion. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Flacco to Perriman, and the Ravens have a first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
First and 10 here for Flacco. And this will be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. And he motions the wide receiver. Flacco to throw here on third down. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. This is Langford on first and 10. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Langford again. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
On the sneak, here's Flacco. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's just so unusual to see a loss of yardage on a quarterback sneak play. Give a lot of credit to the defensive front. They weren't permitting anything.
Yeah, from the naked eye, they only needed 2 or 3 inches there.
Yeah, and how do you go from needing 2 or 3 inches to losing yardage?
He close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. On the counter, here's Bell. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On third down, Roethlisberger. He completes it to Bryant. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Flush. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So the sack and now a third and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22. Now Roethlisberger on first down. This is Bell on the dump off. That one goes for 24 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now Bell. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
On second down, Roethlisberger. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. It's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Second down now after the incompletion. Setting up to throw, Flacco. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
They'll try to run for the first with Langford. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They go play action here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, big hit. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Ben to throw again. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. There's Roethlisberger. He's looking deep for Bell. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on first down? He's going to go for a big play downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Running right, this is Langford. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is. Right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Second and 10. Flacco once more. Flush to his right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people are wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
On third down, Jeremy Langford. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a play fake here on first down. A look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Breshad Perriman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Keep it on the ground with Bell. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 23 yards on the play. Now a handoff here to his running back. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And they give this time to the tailback. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now, I can't imagine any celebrations being any bigger than your first NFL touchdown. And this rookie running back is still seeking his. He's not going to get it on that play.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Play clock winding down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Hoping for a 4th down stop. Instead, they flinch and move the chains.
Flinch, jump, not watching the ball. All the sins that you're not supposed to commit, they come into play there.
And the offense in a great spot. It's 1st and goal from the 3. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up. And that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. To pass, Flacco, dancing to his left. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Second down, Flacco now. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Here's Flacco. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. So this will be the 9th play on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They come out here in the eye. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. They'll run here with Langford. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Terrence West, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Roethlisberger. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. On 1st down, Flacco. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Flacco from midfield. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Langford. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. They keep it on the ground with Langford. They find some open field here. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He's back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Stone. And down inside the 15 he goes. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Here's West. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Back to the ground, this time Langford. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll try to pound it in with West. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come out here in the I. 2nd down, the ball on the 2 here, 2nd and goal. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Big play here. 3rd down and goal from the 2. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he'd better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the D-line's going to spread out. Roethlisberger to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Tyus Bowser in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets double, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Langford running right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. And the big tight end shifting around. Flacco here on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. So 3rd down coming up. And, Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4 down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you've got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
Third down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Baltimore is going to go here. It's Flacco. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is knocked down from the side near the 48-yard line. 7 yards there on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Baltimore first down. Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bud Dupree. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Play action. Flacco. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. This is West. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. And this seemingly endless drive continues. On second down, Flacco to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Flacco and the Ravens now, after the sack, need something good here on 3rd and long. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Flacco and the Ravens now, after the sack, need something good here on 3rd and long. Flacco looks to throw. Flushed out right. He hits West underneath. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. Now remember, this one is not over. But with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession. But when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. A field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
First throw in overtime now for Roethlisberger. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Time running out here on the play clock. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Man open left side is Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A very solid gain of 27. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. The play clock's running down. Again, it's Roethlisberger. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Carter, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime. A little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Steelers, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.